What's up, everybody? Hopefully everyone is having a great day. This is Ryan. Today's video, we're going to be doing another tank rescaping. So today we're going to be rescaping Steven's 75-gallon display. It's around 3 years old. We just got all the tissue cultures in the other day, and he wanted to use tissue cultures and kind of revamp the tank. So we're going to do a little video of him breaking his tank down, kind of explaining what his new plans are, and then a video of him planning it, and then we'll probably either do an update video of how it grew in, or we'll kind of do, like, at the end of the video there'll be like a little clip of his tank. But yeah, hopefully everyone enjoys the video, and we'll get right into it.
Hey everybody, this is Steven. This is the 75 at Infinite that I'm going to be working on today. First off, if you're going to rescape an existing tank with fish in it, make sure you keep the heater on, turn all your filtration off, and drain some of the water in case you're going to have a lot of heavy escaping material for your aquarium. Since the displacement of the water can cause some sort of water spillage or some sort of safety hazard. The reason you want to keep the heater on is because we're not going to remove any of the fish inside of the tank. We want to make sure all the fish are in a properly cycled aquarium before everything comes out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out all the aquarium plants first, organize them, keep whatever we're going to keep, throw away what we don't want to have, or sell whatever we don't enjoy. And after that, we're going to do a 50% water change and run a bunch of filter media that takes out particle and detritus out of the water, so you get to see your precious livestock and your scape for the future. All right, now we're going to move on to the plant removal part of the rescape. First off, if you're not working on concrete floor like we do, make sure you have plenty of towels for your carpet or your wood floor, maybe even a wet vac in case you spill a bunch of water onto the floor. If you're going to work on something with old substrate or aqua soil like I am today, you want to make sure you have a filter of some sort on the tank that's got a lot of sponges or detritus removing media, because you want to be able to see after you take all the plants out, and make sure that your fish have enough oxygen to survive while you're basically demolishing their entire ecosystem. All right, let's get on to it. All right, as you can see, if you got old aqua swell or just a really old tank in general with a bunch of established plants with deep root systems, you're going to get real cloudy real fast. Don't be alarmed, your fish are going to be fine. Just make sure you have a filter running. That's going to help filter your water to prevent ammonia spikes. And then just a heads up, if you're gonna pull plants but you can't see any longer, feel free to take a 5-10 minute break in between, so you could take out all the stragglers, especially if you have deep rooting plants like crypts. That's just bound to happen in an old established tank or a tank full of soil. as you guys can see, this is now 50% drained. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna fill up the tank, let the water warm up for a little bit, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a gravel vac and gravel vac about another 25%, maybe 30% of all the detritus that's accumulated on top. Now, before you fill in with water, make sure you properly dechlorinate your water, unless you're using reverse osmosis or distilled water, where chlorine and chloramine can cause a problem for your fish's health. Try to match the temperature as close to what you can to the tank temperature. And as a PSA, make sure your heaters are fully submerged on the heating element, so you don't have a loud explosion and electricity running through your water. And now we're going to start filling the water back up in the tank. Alright guys, now we're going to move on to probably my least favorite part of rescaping a tank. We're going to gravel vac all the substrate with the gravel vac, while trying not to suck up any of the existing livestock like shrimps or little fish. Now, when you're siphoning water out from an existing scape with soil in it, you want to make sure you don't stab the gravel vac itself into the substrate, because soil are very light, so you want to be about ½ an inch to an inch above the soil as you siphon out all the dusty particles out of the tank. And be on the lookout for siphoning up accidental livestock. Definitely go slow, don't rush the process. Alright, this process, depending on how big your tank is, how big of a bucket or trash can that you have for siphoning, you're gonna take anywhere from 20 to probably 50 minutes just trying to get this tank nice and clear. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna siphon out about 30%, wait for the water to stabilize and settle out after refill, and tomorrow we're gonna come back and escape this and also check up on how well the fish and shrimps are doing after getting their home wrecked. Alright, as you can see, the 25% water change and gravel vacuuming did almost nothing. That's why I said we were just gonna gravel vac and leave it alone for the rest of the night and let the filter do its job. So now we're gonna refill this tank, and tomorrow we're gonna observe how the fish are doing, how dusty the soil substrate is. And like I said, this is why I hate redoing an aqua soil type aquarium without removing all of the substrate. Most people will just completely reset and start over, but because I have personal attachment to all the fish in here, I'm not going to do that to them, and I'm going to do my best to clean up the cloudiness as fast as I can. And we'll see you guys on the rescaping and replanting part of the episode. Alright everybody, welcome back. It's been about a day since I last started taking plants out and did the water change. As you can see, all the fish in here are still doing fine, and they're all pretty healthy. A little bit upset that their hiding spots have been taken away. But for today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a scape with two hills, sort of like a cliff top, with one over on this side and another one sloping down towards the right. I'm going to be using rock hollow Hillsboro rock, as well as some Ceru stone to make some foot paths coming down the way. And yeah, let's get to it. All right, so this is just kind of a freestyle scape that I did. It's sort of Iwagumi influence. So the idea behind the scape that I want to do is that if you can even see through the cloudy water at the moment, is that I like to draw lines of where I want the plants to go. It's sort of like a mixture Iwagumi and Dutch style, where plants will have a line that they follow so I can organize how I'm going to plant. So for example, this area, I'm planning to use Pogostemma helferi along with this little area as well as pockets of here, and where it's shadowed out right over there, that's going to be for things like Hygrophila pinnatophyta, epiphytes, things that like to be shaded. If you have a really strong light, I suggest you create some sort of a shadow zone for things like that to grow. And these big pockets right here, and you can't really see it right now, but back here, these are going to be designed for bigger stems like Rotala macrandra, variegated, Rotala blood red, Rotala hera or H-Ra. And then for the foreground, we're going to commit to dwarf hairgrass for now, but since I have a bunch of Corydoras as well as Stiphodon gobies and a few shrimps that like to dig stuff up along with all my plecos, that might not be my final commitment. We're going to see what's going to work, what's not going to work. At the end of the day, I freestyle everything. So what the finished product is may not be what I plan on. And for everybody that stress over plants not growing the way you want to, or plants dying or not looking right, there's no reason for you to stick to them. You can always change. At the end of the day, the tank is there to make you happy. So with that being said, let's start planting. So here in this Home Depot bucket we have over here, we've got a bunch of stem plants and previous plants that we had in the 75 before we tore everything down. Just because you have old plants doesn't mean you have to throw them all away. There are some macrandra, some Bacopa colorata, some repens, some AR Rose minis, and just plants that I generally like. Out of the stem family, mostly Rotala. I have Rotala bonsai right here. They make a really good mid ground, but I'm gonna have to organize through all these, keep what I want, and then discard or sell what I don't. And we're gonna go through that right now. So we have this Rotala blood red right here. For stem plants that you want to do in the background, generally speaking, I just tell people to make a lot of cuts at different lengths, because if you want to make a mound type, you can't have them all be uniform, because then it's just going to look like an ugly flat top of an aquascape, and you don't want that at the end. You want asymmetry. Symmetry is generally considered bad. So we're just going to keep grabbing them, just cut them at random sizes, organize them in different piles. So when it comes to planting, you could plant the short bundles on the edges and then the tall, thick bundles in the center. So that way you can make a nice mound of Rotala.
So this is the aftermath. This is kind of the do not use pile. This is all the crowns that we trimmed. This is the sales pile that we're gonna go through and put in the for sales tanks. But what we're gonna end up using is the Rotala blood red. There's some macrandra, some Ludwigia peruensis, some Macrangia kochi, some Amania senegalensis, some S. repens, some Rotala uraje, some really cool purple crip. When you give them a lot of strong light and CO2, they'll go like a bright, dark purple. I guess dark and bright are kind of contradictory, but it'll go like a dark purple. And then these are smaller things of blood red. But yeah, so he's gonna go through and just put them along the background, and that will kind of be the stem plants for the background. So this is Steve's tank a few days later. It's cleared up really nice. All of the fish made it. So none of the fish passed away after adding the 18 pounds of soil. But yeah, the tank came together really nice. Pretty much he's got dwarf hairgrass all throughout the front. And then he has some S. repens through these cracks over here. And then over here, there's some Pogostemon helferi, some more S. repens, some Rotala mexicana goyus, which is a really cool like carpeting stem plant that'll go all red. And then he kind of put all of his blood red Rotalas and Macrangias and Amania gracilises all in the back. Some Ludwigia peruensis. But yeah, so pretty much all the stem plants are in the back, and the front is all like carpeting plants. This is more of like a proper display in terms of he's just trying to make it look nice. It's not meant to be like a farm, how a lot of our display tanks are. But yeah, this is a really cool tank. It should look nice when it grows in. There's a lot of really cool fish in there. Some really nice, pretty close to full-grown sturbicories. A gang of full-grown amanos. There's some really nice, unique different types of danios in there. Some cool glass fish, some gold neons, regular neons, red whiptail cats. But yeah, overall, super pretty tank. Steve's really happy with how this turned out. But yeah, it'll be nice to kind of give a little montage of a week-by-week update of how it grows in. So stay tuned for that.